Shri Sai Ram. Today we are going to learn finding adjoint of a matrix, and we already learned that finding a minor of a square matrix and finding cofactor matrix. You are quite familiar with this in the previous classes, and today we are particularly learn about finding adjoint of a matrix. Let us see what is adjoint of a matrix. So, let us define what is adjoint of a matrix. See, we can define adjoint of a matrix for only square matrices, not other than matrix. We consider only the square matrix. Here, the adjoint of a square matrix can be defined as A is, see here this is a square matrix of order n, and the adjoint of a square matrix can be defined as if we should take the transpose of a cofactor matrix. Okay. So, you already know that how to find the cofactor elements with the given square matrix, and here we need to find adjoint matrix. So, to find adjoint matrix, you take the transpose of a cofactor matrix, that gives the adjoint matrix of a square matrix. Understand? See, the definition is defined like this. This is the square matrix and this is a cofactor matrix. Understand? And if you take the transpose of this cofactor matrix, it gives the adjoint of the adjoint of the matrix it gives. See here, I have chosen that A is equal to, which denotes the matrix of order 3, A11, these are A12, A13, similarly rest of the elements are the elements of matrix A, and that can be the adjoint of that matrix can be defined as the transpose of cofactor matrix. See, A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33 are nothing but the elements of cofactor matrix. Suppose if you take transpose, you are familiar with how to write transpose of a matrix. You just interchange rows as columns, columns as rows. Understand? See, first row here is first column, second row, second column, third row, third column. This gives a adjoint of a matrix. Okay. And shall we see the one theorem which does what is the statement of the theorem here is A into where A denotes a square matrix, A into adjoint of A. This is nothing but adjoint of this matrix. Okay. A into adjoint of A is equal to adjoint A into A. Okay. So, we have just used that commutativity here, and this is equal to determinant of A into I, here where I is an identity matrix, okay, of order n, we can say. If you consider A is a matrix of order n, then I should be also of order n. Okay. So, you just remember this expression. So, we are going to solve problems on this expression while doing the exercise 4.5. We will see the next. So, you just remember this expression, and we are going to solve problems on this expression. So, what we are going to do in case of problems is we have to take one example. So, with that example here nothing but we have to choose a matrix of a square of order n or 3, you can take it as. So, we are going to use this expression to prove it. Okay. While doing in the problems, we are going to prove this expression. Understand? So, next we have two definitions here. One is a singular matrix and another is a non-singular matrix. Here, what is the definition of a singular matrix here? So, if determinant of A becomes 0, understand, if the determinant value becomes 0, then we can say that the matrix is singular. Understand? If the determinant of a square matrix may not be equal to 0, okay, it should not be equal to 0, then we can say that the matrix is said to be a non-singular matrix. Okay. So, with this we can see one example here. So, what is that? A matrix is said to be singular, and we are going to use this definitions while finding the inverse of a matrix, understand, in coming classes. So you just remember this, what is a singular matrix as well as what is non-singular matrix here, okay. So what is this? So if this is one example which is singular matrix. So how you can say that this is a singular matrix? You just take the determinant, okay. So take the determinant on both sides of this matrix. What you can do is 1, 2, 4, 8, and you can expand it. As you know that how to expand this, you just multiply the diagonal elements minus non-diagonal elements, okay. 1 into 8 is 8 minus 2 into 4 is 8. So the answer is 0. So the determinant of A is 0. Hence we can say that this is singular. And non-singular matrix. With this we have an example here, that is A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. And then determinant, how you can expand this? 1 into 4 is 4 minus 2 into 3 is 6. 4 minus 6 is minus 2, and minus 2 is definitely is not equal to 0. Then this proves that this matrix is a singular matrix. As condition is given, determinant A is not equal to 0. So we have two theorems here, and we are not going to prove it without proofs. So we have only the statements of the theorem. What is the first theorem says here? If A and B are non-singular matrix, that means A, determinant A is not equal to 0 and determinant B is not equal to 0. Okay, that means the non-singular, that is determinant of A is not equal to 0 and determinant of B is also not equal to 0. Okay, that is the condition we should follow here of same order. Suppose for example A is order 3, B also should be order 3, okay. In general you can say the order of matrix A is n, then B also should be my order of n, okay. The order should be same, otherwise we can't multiply, right. Here then AB and BA, okay, are also non-singular matrix, are same order, okay. So that is the statement of this theorem. I hope you understand. AB are non-singular matrix, then its product also non-singular, understand. That is AB into BA is also a non-singular matrix. And we have another theorem over here, that is determinant of AB is equal to determinant of A into determinant of B. Here AB are the square matrices of same order, okay. So this expression also we are going to use it while doing the problems. You just remember the statement of the theorem, we no need to prove it. Next, determinant of adjoint matrix. So what is that? We know that, see from the theorem 1 we said that adjoint A into A is equal to determinant of A into I, understand? See in theorem 1 we have that this expression, as we have proved it as a remark, understand? So what is this? Adjoint A into A is equal to determinant A into I, understand? See here, this is a particular value, understand? Determinant A, it gives a particular value, it can be a scalar, and here I is nothing but which is a matrix of same order. See, whatever matrix A has, the same order I should also have, okay. So what is this? If you multiply, what is I may be order 3 here we have chosen, that is 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1, okay. I just multiplied this scalar to that identity matrix, it becomes what? So you just multiply determinant A into 1, 1, similarly other two rows, okay. So here determinant A is not equal to 0, that is one thing we have chosen, which is non-singular matrix. Writing the determinants of matrix on both sides, you just take determinant on both sides, okay. What you are going to have is determinant of adjoint A into A is equal to determinant of A into matrix I, which is equal to, it becomes determinant, understand? Since we have taken determinant on both sides, it becomes determinant. Now you can tell me here, see here, look at this slide here. See from here, from row 1, okay, I can take determinant A common, and from row 2 determinant again A is common, and again from row 3 determinant A is we can take as a common term, so that how many determinant A's are there? There are 3, determinant A into determinant A into determinant A, it becomes what? Determinant of A cube. Okay, that is how we have taken, that is the answer for that. Okay, so we have chosen from row 1 we have chosen determinant A, from row 2 we have chosen determinant A as a common term, then that becomes what? 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. This is what it is left after taking all the determinants out from row 1, row 2, row 3. Similarly, you can say C1, C2, C3. Okay, that is how it become, that is how we got A cube here. Okay, A cube, and if you expand it, so okay, you can expand through R1, it becomes the value as 1. Determinant of identity matrix is always 1. Okay, so now what is this? Here this we can write from theorem 2. You know that determinant of AB is equal to determinant of A into determinant of B. In the same way we have used it here, that is determinant of adjoint A into A can be written as determinant of adjoint A into determinant of A, which is equal to determinant of A cube into 1. So here 1 determinant of A get cancels. So we left with determinant of A square, then adjoint of A is equal to determinant of square. See, we can generalize this statement as, this is for order 3, okay. Similarly, we can generalize this for nth order. So what is it? If A is a square matrix of order n, then adjoint A is equal to determinant A to the power n minus 1. So this is important in the point of examination, they're going to ask you. Okay, see what is that? The question may be like this: if A is a square matrix of order 4, it can be order 4, then find determinant of adjoint of A, and this can be evaluated as, by using this expression we can able to write what is the order 4 minus 1, it will be 3. This is how we can do it. Inverse of a matrix. Okay, see, while finding inverse of a matrix, we should check whether the given square matrix is singular matrix or non-singular matrix. Okay, so we should check that with the given matrix, and then only we can able to find the inverse of a matrix. See how you can check? Just now we have explained, if determinant of A becomes 0, then inverse of a matrix doesn't exist for that particular matrix. Okay, if determinant of A is not equal to 0, then only we can able to find what inverse of that particular given matrix. So here the theorem is, what is the statement of the theorem? A square matrix A is invertible. You know the definition of invertible in case of matrices. What do you say invertible? AB or BA is equal to I. This is what we have the definition for invertible matrix. Here B is nothing but inverse of A, or A is nothing but inverse of B, vice versa, which is equal to an identity matrix. If and only if. If and only if means what? Conversely. We should prove the statement conversely in reverse order. If A is a non-singular matrix. Okay, just now I told you, if it is non-singular, then only the inverse is exist. Otherwise, the inverse does not exist. So what is that? Let A be the invertible matrix of order n. Generally, we have considered. Then I should be also the same order, which has n. So now we can use this AB from that definition. AB is equal to what? I, and determinant of AB is equal to 1. How this is 1? Because if you take determinant on both sides, determinant of matrix I is 1. Okay, that is what we have written here. And what is this? Determinant of AB? Determinant of AB is equal to determinant A into determinant B from theorem 2. Okay, from theorem 2. Just now we stated the theorem. and that is equal to what? 1. And this gives determinant A into determinant B is equal to 1. This gives what? Definitely determinant of A is not equal to 0. Okay. Hence, if determinant of A is not equal to 0, then what you can call matrix A has? So, nothing but which is non-singular. Yes. So, it proving that what? Non-singularity. Okay. So, this is what we have done here. We have chosen that A is invertible and we end up with A is non-singular. Okay. Similarly, you just you choose A is non-singular and prove that A is invertible. Okay, that is converse part. So what is that? A is non-singular. Understand? We have chosen determinant of A is not equal to 0. Now this is what we have in the statement of theorem 1. A into adjoint A is equal to adjoint A into A is equal to determinant A into I. This is from theorem 1, which is very clear. So now what I can do is, this determinant A is there. So I'll take this on LHS side and see here also the same thing we have done it. Understand? So that means what? This is matrix A. Adjoint A is also a matrix, which is nothing but transpose of cofactor matrix. Understand? Matrix into matrix. Okay, you don't worry about this. Is a determinant which gives a particular value. That's all. Scalar we can say. Adjoint A divided by determinant A into A, like AB is equal to BA is equal to I, like that. Okay, see, AB equal to BA is equal to I. So I can say that B is what? I can define B as adjoint A by determinant A, right? So then what we can say? Just now I told you, right? AB into BA is equal to I. Then B is nothing but inverse of A or vice versa. A is also inverse of B, okay. So now we can conclude that as A inverse. I can write B is nothing but A inverse. That is what? B is nothing but inverse of A, okay. A inverse is equal to adjoint A divided by determinant of A. Here it is very clear we should follow this. A should not be equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, then we can't able to find its inverse, okay. That is one condition you should follow it. Next. Here we have to find the adjoint of matrix, okay. To find adjoint of matrix, we should find cofactor matrix. If you wanted to find cofactor matrix, we should know elements of cofactor matrix. If at all, if you wanted to find cofactor elements, so we should know the minors. Okay, I think you are very familiar with this. M11 is equal to A11 minor cofactor. So how I can able to write this? I can use this expression. What is that? Aij is equal to minus 1 to the power I plus j into Mij. You put I is equal to 1 and j is equal to 1 here. So we will get the same thing, no? Minus 1 to the power 1 plus 1. Okay. This is A11. Okay. This expression I have used it for here. And what is similarly you can write A12. Why I am telling this is, so it helps us to find the cofactor matrix, okay. And with cofactor matrix we can able to find adjoint matrix. So if you directly able to remember this, it helps. What is A12? 1 plus 2, odd number. I can write M12, okay. We already taught this. Once again we can recollect it. 1 3 is what? 1 plus 3 4. It will be positive. Okay. Similarly, A21, 2 plus 1 3. So minus 2 1. A22, 2 plus 2 4. End up with plus. A23, 2 plus 3 5. Odd number, which is end up with minus. Okay, since it's like minus 1 to the power 5, So it will be end up with minus 1 into M23, that is minus M23. Similarly, A31, 3 plus 1, 4, positive, right? That is minus 1 to the power 3 plus 1, minus 1 to the power 4, it becomes plus, okay? 31, M32, it get minus. Why, tell me? Because if you take I as 3 and J as 2, A32 becomes minus 1 to the power 3 plus 2 into M32, okay? So what is this? Minus 1, since minus 1 to the power 3 plus 2 is minus 1 into M32, okay? That is how we got it here as minus M32. And last one is M33. 3 plus 3 is what? 6. Minus 1 to the power 6 is plus. So plus 1 into M33. See, where we got negative ones? 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 3, 2. And these are the 4 elements we got as negative. Rest all are as it is. It is equal to a minor equal to cofactor, and cofactor is equal to minor. Okay. So with this we will try to find cofactor elements first. Okay. See, I'm not going to write directly cofactor elements. I'll start off with minus, thereby you will understand. Okay. So what is this? I'll take matrix A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. This is my matrix A. So with this, I can able to find M11. What is M11? Minor. You delete first row, first column. You just delete first row, that is 1, 2, and you just delete first column. What is the element we left? 4. What is determinant of 4? 4 itself. Then what is cofactor for this? What is A11? Which is nothing but M11. Therefore, cofactor M11. What is M11? 4. Therefore, what is cofactor element? 4 itself. Similarly, next is M12. How can you find M12? You just delete the first row, second column. What you left? 3. See here, I wanted to find A12. What is A12? Minus M12. Okay. What is minus M12? A12 is equal to minus M12 is 3, which is minus 3. Okay. Next, M21. What is M21? Second row, first column. Delete second row, first column. We left 2. And what is A21? Minus M21. What is this? A21 is minus M21, which is minus M21 is 2. So A21 is 2. Similarly, M22, second row, second column. Delete this. So we left 1. What is A22? A22 is nothing but M22. What is this? A22 is equal to M22. What is M22? 1. See, these are the elements of cofactor matrix. Okay. Now I can able to write cofactor of matrix A is equal to. Now you write down capital A11, capital A11, capital A12, A21, A22. Okay. So you just replace what are the values of all these elements. So cofactor of A is equal to A11 is 4 and A12 is minus 3 and A21 is minus 2 and A22 is 1. Now this is not enough, we need to find adjoint matrix. How you can find adjoint matrix? You just take the transpose of this matrix. Adjoint of A, matrix A is equal to transpose of cofactor matrix, understand? Cofactor of matrix A, its transpose. Then what is adjoint A becomes? Adjoint A of A is equal to, what is that? You take the transpose of this, 4 minus 3 minus 2, 1. See, this is the adjoint of a given matrix. Okay. And also we can able to find inverse as well. Okay. I'll talk about that, finding inverse of a matrix in the next session. Okay. You understand 4 minus 2 minus 3, 1. For this, I'll give some shortcut method. Okay. How I can able to find that is, so again alternatively, I can tell you that you take the given matrix as A or B, whatever is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. What you can do is, to first I wanted to find cofactor. Okay. Cofactor of A is equal to, okay, I'll write it down. Now, what you can understand is, I think you are quite familiar with these symbols, plus, minus, minus, plus. Now we need to fill up this. How are you going to fill up this? Now you wanted to find this element of cofactor matrix A. For that, and that element lies in first column, right? So you just delete it. We left 4, and here that element first or second column, delete it, 3. Now this element second row first column, delete it, 2, and here second row second column, you just delete it. Okay, so 1. So now what is cofactor matrix? Which is equal to 4 plus into 4, 4, minus into 3 is minus 3, minus into 2 is minus 2, and 1. Okay, and you take the transpose that gives the adjoint of A. Okay, you take the transpose. Therefore, adjoint of A is equal to 4 minus 3 minus 2, 1. This is how we can able to find adjoint of a matrix. I hope this helps you find cofactor matrix in a shorter way. Next, similarly, we can able to try with the third order matrix. So here the same thing we can going to do it. So what we can do is, I'll take the given matrix as A is equal to 1 minus 1 2 2 3 5 and minus 2 0 1. Okay. So now we have to find the elements of cofactor matrix. What is A11? What is A11? You just delete first row, first column. What is that? And take the determinant of the other elements, 3, 5, 0, 1. What is this? This is plus, because why I am writing plus is A11 is nothing but plus M11. That's why I told you to remember this. Okay. So now what is this? Is 3 into 1 is 3 minus 5 into 0 is 0. Therefore, A11 is 3. Okay. Similarly, A12. 12 means, so 1 plus 2, 3. Okay. You should take minus. Okay. So what is that? Where A12 here? Here. So you just remove the first row, second column, and take the other elements, determinants of the other elements. 2, 5, minus 2, 1. Okay. What we have done here? We just deleted the first row and second column, 2, 5, minus 2, 1. Okay. So now you just expand it, minus of 2 into 1, 2, minus 2 into 5 is minus 10, already minus is there, plus it will become 10. So what is that? A 1, 2 is equal to, what is that? Minus 12. Okay. Okay, next. Similarly, you can find A13, 1 plus 3, 4, you take plus determinant, since A13 is equal to M13 minor. So now, how you can find is, you just delete the first row, third column, 2, 3, minus 2, 0, 2, 3, minus 2, 0, expand it. So which is equal to 2 into 0 is 0, minus of 3 into minus 2 is minus 6, which is plus 6. Therefore, A13 is 6. Okay. Next, A21. What is A21? You just delete the second row, first column. You take the A21, which is minus, right? 3 minus 1 to the power 3 is minus. So now what you can do is, you just delete the second row, first column. What are the elements we left? Minus 1, 2, 0, 1. Okay. You just delete this row. Okay. That is a second row, first column, which is minus 1, 2, 0, 1. What is that? Minus of minus 1, 2 into 0 is minus of 0. What is minus of minus 1? So which is nothing but minus of minus 1. So A21 is 1. Similarly, find A22. A22 is 2 plus 2 minus 2 minus 1 to the power 4 is plus. You take the plus, determinant of, you just delete the second row, second column. What you left? 1, 2 and minus 2, 1. Okay. Understand? Second row, second column, 1, 2, minus 2, 1. So what is this? 1 minus 4, which is plus 4. So what is A22? 5. Yes. So we found A22 as 5 and A23. What you can do is, in the given matrix, you delete the second row and third column, and whatever the rest of the elements, you take the determinant of those elements. Okay. So 1 into 0 is 0, minus 1 into minus 2 is 2, and already here minus is there. You put down that. What is this? Minus of, what is this? Minus 2 equal to 2. So we got A23 as 2, and A31, how can you do is 3 plus 1, 4, minus 1 to the power 4 is plus 1. So we have not written, we just ignored it because of plus. 1 minus 1 into 5 is minus 5, minus 3 into 6, sorry, 3 into 2 is 6, minus of 3 into 2. What is this? Minus 11. So we got A31 as minus 11, and A32 minus of, what is this? 1 into 5 minus 2 into 2. What is this? 5 minus 4 is 1, 1 into minus is minus 1. And the last element is 3 plus 3, minus 1 to the power 3 plus 3 is positive, okay. 1 into 3 is 3, minus 1 into 2 is minus 2, which is plus 2, okay. What is this? 5. So now we have all the elements of cofactor matrix, and we can able to write the cofactor matrix as cofactor of A can be written as, see here, A11 3, A12 minus 12, A13 6, A21 1, A22 5, and A23 2. Next, A31 minus 11. Next, A32 minus 1. Next, A33 5. So this is what cofactor matrix. Now I can write adjacent matrix. Adjoint of A can be written as, you take the transpose of this, gives adjoint, that is 3 minus 12 6, 1 5 2, and here minus 11 minus 1 5. So this is what the adjoint of matrix A. Yes, we got all the elements of cofactor matrix, okay, and with this we can write adjoint of matrix A. How can you write adjoint of matrix A? You just take the transpose of this. Transpose means you can swipe the rows as columns, columns as rows, okay. This is the first row, 3 minus 12 6, we have written in column, rows as column, column as rows. That gives the adjoint of the given matrix A. Okay, this is a normal method that we can do in finding inverse of a matrix, okay, and that quite lengthy. So if you wanted to find all those things, entries, and then finding one's cofactor matrix and then finding adjoint of A, it takes a lot of process, okay. So if the question is finding adjoint of A, so you should write all the entries, okay, all the entries of cofactor matrix, and then write the cofactor matrix. After only you can write the adjoint of matrix A by taking the transpose of cofactor matrix, okay. That if the question is find inverse of the given matrix, no need to write all these things. I just given that what short method, right, for 2 cross 2 matrix while solving the first example of this exercise, okay. This problem also can be able to do it in that way, okay. I'll tell you that, okay. See, I'll tell you that A is equal to, okay. So what you can do is first you have to write the cofactor matrix. Cofactor of A is equal to, what you can do is, I think, see what are the signs which are associated with each element, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. This is your familiar, right? Okay. So now what you can do is, suppose if you wanted to find this element, what I can do is, I just delete the first column and first row, okay. I left with this element. You find the determinant of this. 3 into 1 is 3 minus 0. 3 minus 0 is obviously 3, okay. Next, this element. You just delete the first row, second column. You take the determinant of 2 5 minus 2 1. What is determinant of 2 5? Minus 2 1, so which is equal to 2 plus 10, which is equal to 12. So plus 12 we got, already minus is there, no, then it will be minus 12, okay. So similarly for that, what you can do for that element is, you just delete the first row and the third column, and you take the determinant of these elements, that is 2 3 minus 2 0, okay. So what is that? 2 into 0 is 0, and minus of 3 into minus 2 is minus 6, so obviously which is 6 plus 6, you just write plus 6. Similarly, what you can do here, you just delete the first column, second row. You take the determinant of minus 1 to, you just deleting first column, second row, okay. Minus 1 to 0 2, so 0, sorry, 0 1. What is this? Minus 1 minus 0. So, which is minus 1, right? So, minus 1, it will become plus 1, right? So, again, so for this second row, second column, that is 1 to minus 2 1. Second column, second row, 1 to minus 2 1. What is this? 1 plus 4, which is 5. So, this is 5. Okay. So, similarly, next is second row, third column, 1 minus 1 minus 2 0. This is 0 minus 2. What is the answer? Minus 2. Here it will be minus 2. Okay. Similarly, third row also you can find by deleting the first column, third row. So, you take the determinant of minus 1 to 3 5. What is this? Minus 5 minus 6 minus 11. So, which is minus 11. So, then next second column, third row, 1 to 2 5. So, 5 minus 4 1. This is 1. Okay. Next third row, third column. So, 1 minus 1 minus 2 0. So, 0 minus 2 minus 2. So, this is minus 2. Now, what you can do is 3 minus 12 6 minus into minus plus 1 5 2 minus 11 minus 1 minus 2. So, you take the transpose of that matrix, it will give the adjoint matrix. That is how we can also find the adjoint of matrix A. Okay. So, similarly, what you can do is, so you find the adjoint of all square matrices from your previous exercises. In previous exercise, we have square matrices, right? You try to find adjoint of A, thereby it will makes you practice. Okay. So, if you practice more, so the concepts are very easy here in the chapter matrices as well as determinants concerned. So, if you practice only, it will be easy, otherwise it won't be easy. Okay. So, what you can do is practice more and more problems on this, thereby it will makes you perfect. Okay. So, in the next session, we solve more problems from exercise 4.5. Thank you. Sairam.